Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review here. Have you ever noticed that fast-moving floodwaters are brown with dirt? Soil erosion is a concern for many people. Since floods often occur in spring as rains melt and the existing snow and water can't soak into the frozen ground, it will flood. Farm fields aren't planted early in the spring, and many people believe the water is filled with farmland topsoil. Cesium-137 fallout from the 1950s and 1960s nuclear weapons tests coat the North American landscape. It tightly binds to soil. Comparing radioactive soil samples can determine if the soil has eroded. A 1982 study published by Donovan Wilkin stated that most soil floating in Midwest streams comes from their own shorelines and their floodplains and not from a higher elevation cropland. Most hillside cropland erosion moves within the fields and not into streams. Shoreline erosion along rivers, streams, and their islands is a more important source of pollution in the Gulf of Mexico than farm field erosion. As you can see here, these trees have fallen into the creek as the soil along the shoreline has eroded away. Muskrat and beaver burrows also undermine trees along streams. They burrow under the trees because the roots give them protection from predators that could dig down to them. Trees and shrubs collapse into the muddy water of a storm-swollen stream. Proper bank stabilization would help prevent this loss of forest land and stream pollution. Most farmers do all they can to protect the topsoil in their fields. They know it is the lifeblood of their farm. If you look at the top of a slope in a farm field, you'll see many rocks exposed as the soil has eroded and washed down the hill. The soil at the bottom of the slope will be thicker and have more organic matter as the smaller particles wash down to the bottom of the slope. Research has shown that the major reason New Orleans and the surrounding area is sinking is due to the weight of eroded Midwestern soil deposits arriving on the seafloor in the Gulf of Mexico from the Mississippi River, causing the Earth's crust to bend. At the same time, with the weight of the glacier ice having been lifted off the Great Lakes areas of North America, the Earth's crust is still rising and is what is known as post-glacial rebound. So next time you see a fast-moving stream, you see floods on TV, you'll see all this erosion occurring, but most of it occurs along the shorelines. And so shoreline stabilization is a really important thing to do. This area right here, after these trees are removed to stop the dam that they've created and causing the water to back up and flood upstream here, once they're removed, we can start stabilizing the bank over there with some boulders and other material that will help keep that from eroding, and then we can have a better area here without having trees falling in from the top of the forested area above. And this is Jeff with the Green Review. Thanks for watching.